Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Locrine and we get to hear from Humber today. He kicks off Act 4, Scene 3. Now, yesterday in Act 4, Scene 2, we had Locrine sort of falling in love with Estrald. He thinks that she's the most beautiful thing that he's ever seen. And she was like, well, you know, I'm captive and you killed my husband, so I'm not super inclined to marry you. But he sort of badgers her until she's like, okay, I guess I have no choice really, and I have to marry you, so okay, let's do that. But then Corineus got all upset because Locrine was supposed to marry Corineus's daughter, Gwendolen. He's like, hello, what's going on here? And Locrine is now very angry with Corineus and sort of cursed him and is wishing for his death. But he's going to marry Estrald, never mind Gwendolen. And Estrald this whole time was under the impression that Humber had died because so many people were killed in that battle. Hubba and Sagar are likely dead, but Humber is obviously still alive because he's going to do this first monologue of Act 4, Scene 3. But he's sort of just wandering through the forest, because remember the last time we saw him, he saw the body of Hubba on the field and was absolutely distraught at having lost his son. But then the ghost of Albanact came in and was like, ha 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 ha, and he was like, wait a second, this is all because I killed you? I want revenge on Locrine. So he went off on his own, fired up to get revenge, but pretty much since then he's been wandering around a little bit lost, and he kicks off Act 4, Scene 3 by saying, what basilisk hath hatched in this place where everything consumed is to naught? What fearful fury haunts these cursed groves where not a root is left for Humber's meat? Hath fell Alecto with envenomed blasts breathed forth poison in these tender plains? Hath triple Cerberus with contagious foam sowed a contium mongst these withered herbs? Hath dreadful Fames with her charming rods brought barrenness on every fruitful tree? What, not a root, no fruit, no beast, no bird to nourish Humber in this wilderness? What would you more, you fiends of Erebus? My very entrails burn for want of drink. My bowels cry, Humber, give us some meat. But wretched Humber can give you no meat. These foul accursed groves afford no meat. This fruitless soil, this ground brings forth no meat. The gods, hard-hearted gods, yield me no meat. Then how can Humber give you any meat? He's starving, is what this monologue is about, basically. He's been wandering around and he can't find anything to eat. The first, like, 2/3 of this monologue is him thinking that maybe the ground that he's walking on, the area that he's been wandering around in, has been cursed by any one of a half a dozen different beasts, and maybe they've breathed poison on everything so that nothing can grow there, or that they've scared away all of the animals so he can't find anything to hunt. And he says, you know, his insides are burning because he hasn't been able to eat anything. He can't find roots. There's no fruit growing. He's not seeing any animals or any birds, nothing that he can catch, and he's basically starving to death in this situation. And the last 6 lines all end with no meat, or at least they end with meat, which gets sort of this rhythm and this desperation going that he needs something to eat. He needs meat, but he doesn't have any, and his body is saying, feed me, and he can't feed it. So it's very much a monologue of desperation brought on by extreme hunger and extreme thirst, because he can't find any sort of nourishment where it is that he's wandering around. So then, of course, Strumbo walks in, and we're going to get to hear a monologue from him tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.